Hello everybody and welcome to another video. This week we're going to be looking at some simple kit bashes so you can knock out some really interesting troops in a quick fashion. Let's crack on. So those of you that have been long-time viewers will know that I've done quite a few kit bashes on this channel, and they've all been a fair amount of work, going from banners to bikers to crazy dreadnoughts. But those can be a little bit daunting, so it is nice when someone like Resin Munitorum sends you a parcel and asks you to look at all the 3D printed bits they do. So yes, this is going to be a video about using third-party bits just to amp up your miniatures, and it's not sponsored, but Resin Munitorum did send me this box free of charge, so thank you to them, and I will be entirely honest with my opinion on them. So quick bit of background, this is from their November monthly bits box. They come out every month, hence being monthly. You get about $100 worth of bits from their site for 35 bucks, which is really nice. In my box, I got a bunch of Eclectic Parts, all generally for Space Marines, but there were also a few Chaos bits and a couple of Sisters heads. But what particularly took my eye were these cool shields, specifically the one with the Maltese cross and this one with the servo skull embedded in the front. Quite like the idea of that being his sensors. There's also a bunch of weapons and shields, which we'll come back to in a bit. They also include sometimes full bodies, and this is a full squad of Wolfie Terminators. They call them Wolfie Heavy Armor or some such, but yeah, you could absolutely use them as Terminators at 40k or 30k. I think they're really cool. I'm probably going to pass these along to my friend Monkey as a bit of a thank you for all the work he's done with me in the channel recently. Here's everything I got in the box, and it's a real hefty chunk. As mentioned, those Terminators, some jump packs for Primaris-sized intercessors, some Chaos backpacks with some cool details, and then a bunch of really cool Wolf Guard and also Chaos-looking shoulder pads. I particularly like that one with the hand imprint. I've not seen something like that before, and it gives me a little bit of like shivers, and that's probably a good thing for Chaos. There are of course loads of options when it comes to 3D printed parts, but I think these are a good shout. I particularly like these spears, and we're going to be using them in our kit bash today. These seem like they'd be particularly cool for some blade guards, so that's what we're going to be kit bashing, and pairing them with some of these bug hunter shields with a bunch of Tyrannid looking parts on the front. Quite excited to see how these turn out. So taking an old Assault Intercessor kit, this is literally the monopose kit from Indomitus, I cut off all the tabs and put together a regular Space Marine body. The arms I'm going to be using throughout all three of these guys are mix and match, so I'll try and call them out where I can, but I honestly don't know where this one's from. Looks like a Reaver arm perhaps. The next part was taking a Blade Guard arm, which are perfect for holding melee weapons, no surprise there, and I cut out the tab and shaved down the shoulder pad, as I wanted to use a cool Bug Hunter shoulder pad that came in this box. After dry fitting and going back and forth, I could glue on the shoulder pad and then glue the arm to the body. Next up was taking the Bug Hunter shield and gluing that to the left arm ready to go. I really like the poses with this shield, it pairs well with certain arms, so he's actually holding it across his body, which is nice to see. I then took the spear and glued that into the Blade Guard, or the right arm, and that gave a cool running pose with the spear held in the offhand. This was super simple, I just added a backpack and a head after this, and that's a really cool custom Blade Guard complete. This was a low effort, high reward scenario. It took about 10 minutes and I have something that looks completely different to everyone else in my army. I decided to carry on with the theme and took another Assault Intercessor body, but this time a right-handed shield, so he's going to be a left-handed blade wielder, which you don't see amazingly often in 40k regular sculpts. I took a Reaver right arm to hold that shield across his body, it's normally used to hold a bolter, and then a Blade Guard left arm with a sword, so he could have a sword and board classic loadout. Once again, keeping it simple with the shoulder pads, I added a Heavy Intercessor shoulder pad on the left arm, and then took one of those Wolf Terminator shoulder pads for the other arm, as this wasn't specifically Wolfie, it just looked like First Company with a bit of segmented armour. I added that, and it made him look even beefier, which I'm a fan of. Once again, a regular helmet and backpack, and he's ready to go. Our third blade guard is going to be using a slightly different shield, once again taking a Reaver arm to hold across the body and then chucking on this cool looking shield with some optics on the inside. This seems like it'd be really cool for Minotaurs or a Greek themed chapter. For the right arm I took a classic tactical marine arm, at least that's what I think it is, there are so many of them, and attached the spear once again. So he's running with the shield defending his body and thrusting the spear forward. Once again a pose you don't see too often with normal GW kits. I took another Bug Hunter shoulder pad and attached it to the right arm and this guy was ready to go. There's an average of 3 special parts per Kitbash here, but I think they look markedly different to anything else I've got. And it's really simple to do, and in the grand scheme for 35 bucks, it's really not bad picking up something like this that gives you options and hopefully inspires you. They're really well printed parts, and whilst there are still a few printer lines here and there, if you really care about that you can definitely shave them off, they're very light, but overall the print quality is excellent, much better than what I can print as an amateur printer. Once again, here's everything that was sent to me, and there's a couple little things I want to call out for the sake of transparency. This little hand axe was snapped during transit, and also one of the cool incense burners had a hand snap off, but these are really easy to fix. It's worth noting there are loads of 3D parts available out there and Resin Munitorum is just one of them, however they were the ones kind enough to send me stuff to play with for this. I'm going to be giving these away to one of my legendary channel members, which I'll draw in the next couple of days. Thank you guys for being absolute legends. This one's a bit shorter, but it's just a way to show that you can kitbash really quickly and easily, especially if you want to pick up some custom parts. I hope you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching, and as always, I've been Sam, I'll see you next time.